super excited to be coming back to the desert in Morocco 2023 for the winter, and over that festive period that we're trying to ignore. And we come back to Merzouga and Erg Chebbi. I'm so looking forward to it, and we've not done a video on it, so we're going to show you around. It's a beautiful part of the world. If you're ready, get your sunglasses on and maybe a jumper or two. We're going to take you on a Sahara safari. You know that the desert's coming when the sand starts drifting into the road. Look at those beautiful dunes just ahead of us. It's coming! Our first port of call is Camping Haven La Chance, where the camping is absolutely delicious. Front row seats to the Sahara Desert. It's the 29th of December, and as you can see, it's almost sunrise. One of the most special times in the desert. And today I'm going to try and walk up there. I won't make it for sunrise, although I've had it in my sights since we've been here. There are a few archetypal things about deserts. One has to be the mirage and the oasis. The other's camels, of course, and dunes. The thing that's least archetypal about deserts is what I'm doing now, I suppose, which is following the tracks of the buggies. I'm not sure how I feel about it, really. The noise pollution, let alone the air pollution, and then the effect it has on the desert. When you come out for a trek in the desert, you really do have to watch yourself, especially this time of the morning. At least you hear them before they come, I suppose. I'm not far. There it is. Probably another hour to get up the top there. I'll do my very best, because we're leaving the campsite today. So I haven't got long. Just listen to that stillness. Apart from the gentle rumbling of a few cars and a few people chatting. That's it. It's about to be disrupted. Oh, that was some little monkey. I was just down there, which is a vertical climb. Oh my god. I can see the whole of this part of the Sahara. Oh my god, it's beautiful. I can even see Algeria. Wow, let me show you. Wow. What a treat. And you can just see the campsite there. Wow. After 6 glorious days at Haven La Chance, we decided to head south just past Merzouga to another campsite that will give us a completely different desert perspective. One of my favourite times in the desert was the sunrise, and I saw quite a few of them whilst we were there, and every single one of them was completely unique. It's quite unbelievable. It's hard to describe what this place does to you, especially when you wonder what little creature that was in the middle of the night. So we come to a different part of the Sahara, just about 3 miles down the road to a campsite called Les Pyramides, and it's really nice to see a different side of the desert. You know, you could say desert is desert, it's one dune, you've seen them all, although there is something about this landscape that is constantly different, it's constantly changing, thanks to human beings and animals. And that's one of the things I love about being up here, is whilst you do see plenty of tyre tracks from the 4x4s and obviously the camel footprints, there's other animals that live here in the desert and make it their home, and it just fascinates me. So I've come up to the peak of another sand dune. That's what I want to try and get to. Maybe tomorrow. Although another sunrise, which again is always so different, so special. I think the desert is my happy place. And of course, once you've gone up, you've got to come down. Here you go. So top tips for going to the desert, especially if you walk in the dunes. Make sure you've got suitable footwear. Summer, the dunes are blazing hot, and in winter, they're really cold. Make sure your clothing is appropriate. The temperatures down here at the moment, and that's end of December, are about 2. If there's a wind, that's going to go below 0. So as you can see, hats, big thick coats, boots. Boots are really good actually, because if you wear trainers, they just get filled up with sand and then it becomes really uncomfortable to walk. And gloves, if you've got them, until you warm up, your fingertips will freeze. Make sure you've got a phone with you, especially if you're out on your own, with unlimited data from Inwi, so that if you get lost or injured, you can phone home like ET. Also, I'd suggest pinning a spot, either with your eyes. So for example, today that water tower was my spot, and literally just over there is our campsite. So I've had that in my eye line all the way. Campsite's pinned, so if I do get disorientated, I can just get myself back really easily. And also just follow the tracks. If there are tyre tracks from the 4x4s, chances are they'll be heading back to some form of civilization. Also, the sand is slightly more compacted, so it's a little bit easier and slightly flatter. Or follow the camel tracks. And even though it's winter, take water. The heat down here is the air is really dry, so you will get dehydrated, and you don't want that, especially if you're drinking some alcohol. So when you go out walking, make sure you take a flask. This is great because I've had some hot water in there to keep me warm this morning, and I'm now going to be beautifully hydrated. And the other thing that's worth mentioning is distances might not look very far. So for example, I've probably done about 2.5 miles return this morning, although because of the sand and climbing some of the dunes, it will take you significantly longer, obviously, than on flat ground. So don't underestimate distance or even overestimate your fitness. It really does give you a massive workout. And also tell people that you're going out. If you're going out on your own, keep in touch over WhatsApp and tell them that you're coming back. Miles and I have got a shared location on Google, so he can always see where I am if he's asleep and I want to get out for an early morning sunrise. If you can, wear something bright, even if that's a fluorescent jacket or something, because if you're going out for a sunrise or even coming back from a sunset, there are still vehicles and 4x4s bombing around, and you just want to make sure that you're seen. And if necessary, take one of those little head torches so that you can, one, see where you're going, and two, be seen. I wonder what lives in there. These are the tracks we want to see in the desert. You do imagine that the desert is parched of water, although we've learnt over the last couple of weeks that actually there's a really good source of water between 3 and 120 metres below the sand, and so you will see discreetly these little water wells that feed the town with its water. There's so many different things to do whilst you're down in the desert, and cycling is great down there. The roads are flat and not really very busy. Perfect conditions. Plus a lovely bit of yoga down on that sand, especially seeing in a new day's sun. I deliberated long and hard over whether to take a camel ride, and came to the conclusion that because camels are a natural part of this environment and not brought in specifically for tourists, that actually it would be an amazing experience to have. For 150 MAD, which is about 15 euros, we had a good 2 hours mastering that climb right up Le Grand Dune. Watching the sunset from this 150 metre tall dune was an absolute privilege, despite being a lung busting exercise. So on our way down now, I don't think you can really get a sense of the steepness of this climb, although that doesn't matter. We're very proud of what we've done. It is massivo! After 2 glorious weeks in Erg Chebbi, it was time for us to head west and time for us to explore another part of the Sahara. We really hope you've enjoyed this little video of our desert experiences. Stay tuned for more!